Okay, so there seems to be a few major issues that I'm seeing on this. The three that seem to be the most prominent right now are chasing the ball from left to right across the field, rotating back on the ball side, and creating too much space. So I'm going to be going over a few examples from this game of where those came in and how they can be fixed. So first example we have here, we're transitioning from defense to offense. We have Matt here in the corner, who's challenging the ball. We have Wall doing the correct thing, entering through the gate. If I haven't mentioned the gate before, that's going to be your backside post between this line and the wall. That's where you always want to be entering defense, because from right here you have full vision of the entire field on this side. You have the ability to attack out, you have the ability to attack across, and you can clear the ball back into the same side that it's from. So this is good, correct positioning here by Wall. Looking to come here and have Matt's back. Gala would be the backman who's coming around to support Wall while Matt takes this ball out. So let's watch this play as it develops. So we have a touch and a boomer out this way. And then now is where we start to see a few of the issues come in. So Wall does the correct thing. He follows Matt with the ball to have his back in that 2 position. Gala needs to actually continue his backside rotation here to make sure that this is covered and this is done. It ends up not being an issue because Matt gets a very good clear over top of both of these people to where there's nobody here that can threaten the shot here. But due to the fact that during the transition you have one here and one guy here, um, you guys are very vulnerable right here in the middle area to any kind of tap across here where anyone can get a shot back this way. So you need to be careful not to be going for boost while you are responsible for the goal here. Um, let's continue down this play. The other thing that is a problem with this is that this is creating too much space. The ball is all the way over here, and you're just too far away to really be able to do anything. Which means if he gets a controlled touch, they can easily drop it down here in this no man's land and get a second touch or a pass that can be very difficult just because of the amount of space that's been created here. Um, and we'll see here is we have two different mentalities. So Gala comes back and out as the 3-man, where Wall comes around and across as the 2-man. Um, so normally I would say this is Walls coming out this way from where it was, but you went way too slow here. If you're gonna go, you need to go a little bit faster, and Gala should be doing an angle like this. When he realizes the ball's crossed, he should be looping back around this way, or you can take that same angle, but you do fill in behind Wall as the backman as you realize this play's happening, so that you maintain your 1, your 2, and your 3 position here. Instead, what we see is because of that difference in transition, we have 2 people going for the ball here. And then Matt is forced to leave. Normally, Matt would be able to stay here while Wall comes up looking for his touch because he knows that Gallus here in the back, ready to either have his back or Wall's back, depending on what's necessary. But because we get that double commit over here, Matt has to bail out early. So good adaptation, recognizing the overcommit here. One thing I would say is be aware of this cross here though, Matt, and make sure that you're going back around this way so that you're able to clear the ball back into the same side, because you never want to, if the ball is moving into this side of this half, you don't ever want to cross the ball across the field unless they show a mistake on defense. And then this would be the second example of things that I was talking about would be the overload. So as Wall comes up here and Matt's coming in this way, he books it into the corner here to make an angle, which can be nice for this touch, but it's a much tougher angle. If you instead went this way, Wall will be able to hit it this way for a redirect like this. And the reason this is nice is because everybody's looking this way in order to defend Wall's touch. So if you get the pass, you can actually put it right behind them, and that becomes very difficult. The other thing is it puts you in position to where if this goes poorly, you can rotate right back around as Gala comes in to have his back and maintain rotations. Whereas if you book it this way, now Wall is going to have to, after the touch, be around the back to have Gala's back, and there's just going to be this big gap in the rotation while it takes Wall a second or two to recover after his touch. Because Matt is not in a position to be able to fill the spot between Gala and Wall. And then this would be the third thing, right here, as Matt, instead of going across, away from the ball, he flips a Yui and comes back this way. And now we have all three members on the same side of the ball, which exposes any kind of touch out towards the middle for any kind of redirect coming this way. So if Venom, in this case, were to book it out this way on offense, as ball chase Ben here comes to take the ball, especially with y'all being a little clumped up and not knowing who's going for the ball, could very likely get a boomer hit out here for a redirect, and there's just nobody able to stop that. Again, this can be prevented by going around and back here by Matt, able to fill in this spot behind Gala, who's coming to challenge us. And while you do the same thing, after the touch, you need to be booking it across out of the way, so Gala can come up and Matt should already be coming back. Instead, we get one person go this way and come back, and then the next person goes this way and comes back while Gala's coming this way, and then we get all three clumped with two people blocking his path towards the ball, and it can cause some chaos. So just make sure you're always running away from the ball on offense this way, back from the backside, and moving forward, and that you never go away from the ball and you never chase after the ball from the side to the right. These are the two biggest mistakes that are going to kill your rotations, and the biggest problem I've seen from you guys so far other than spacing. This would be another good example of the giving up pressure and creating too much space. So here we have our triangle. We have Wall on the right side, we have Matt on the left, and Gala in the back looking to support either one. Wall is trying to make a touch while Matt is rotating out and back. So as we watch this play develop, Wall comes in for the touch, and then Gala is moving up, and Matt is all the way back. So at this point, as soon as Gala makes this touch, you no longer have time to get boost. Your job has to become to have Gala's back immediately. So Wall is now this position. Matt is now responsible for having the middle while Gala moves in. So you need to be taking a sharper angle this way, even if you don't have boost. You're much better off grabbing these little pads along the way, if necessary. Because a lot of time, again, your job here as the backman isn't to protect the net. Your job is to slow down the play long enough for the man who's on the backside, big Wall in this case, to be able to come all the way behind you, and he ends up being the one coming in through the gate right here on the backside to have that defense. All he needs is about half a second to a second of time bought by Matt making this position to slow down the play over here so that it's not a direct shot, buying Wall the amount of time that he needs to get back. So if we see how that play goes, Gala goes in with a touch. Matt is now in the exact opposite corner of the field, as Gala has it in their front right corner and Matt is in our back left corner. So as Gala loses control of the ball, Matt is no longer here to be able to have the ball, and as Wall comes back across here, he's confused. He's looking for this touch here. You're a little bit too far over here. You definitely want to still be on the back side. As I said, you always want to come in through this back gate, so you want to be coming wide and around this way. But he's also expecting Matt to be coming through this way a lot sooner, and that can happen if you don't overextend for boost, creating this much space, and then you'd be able to have a lot more pressure. Gala could keep moving around, Wall could be moving right through here, and offensive pressure is maintained. Instead, by creating this extra space, we left this large gap where no one was able to have Gala's back, and then they had a very easy clear and possession takeover, where they're just able to get the ball very easily out of their half and put the pressure back on your team. This would be another instance of that ball side rotation back. Here we have Wall trying to get the clear. Gala is way too wide coming out this way. He needs to be taking a sharper angle, knowing that Wall has no defense here. He does need to be protecting the net immediately. And then we have Matt, who cuts back on the ball side. As soon as this ball crosses, you need to be making this turn and coming around this way because the backside goalpost is now on this side. So you need to be going around back that way. Gala should be coming a little bit closer to have balls back. Instead, what we see is Matt comes back down the ball side, and now he's stuck in shadow defense. Gala's too far away, having gone all the way to this corner, rather than booking it across here to have walls back. Again, creating that excess space that I spoke about before. And Matt, being on the ball side, is now having to play shadow defense back. Not sure where Gala is coming up this way because he's on ball cam looking back this way, which can make this very difficult to communicate and know who's going for it. So we see he plays shadow defense, Gala starts to go for it and backs off, and now they're both in the same spot. So Gala was late for the challenge, so he's not able to get there. Matt came back on the ball side, so he wasn't able to get around. And now we have two people shadow defending this way, with the cross being wide open. So if they had a player out over this way, it'd be easy for a pass, or if Zach was able to control this behind you guys, you could be in quite a bit of trouble here, just based off your rotations. So make sure you're going wide and around, going across the field from the ball always while you're rotating back, and that you don't create that much space. Alright, so this is something that is just an opportunity here as far as kickoffs go. So we do have the one that I told you about already. That was a fast kickoff for the cheat man going this way to hit it out, or actually vice versa. It should be coming this way for the cheat coming out that way, typically because of how they normally do it. Another way to do it would be as Matt comes back and Gala goes across. If you're not going to have a cheat man, now you have two people that are controlling the two back boosts. So as Wall's making contact here, you'll see Gala's getting this boost and Matt's getting this back corner boost at the same time. So we're going to watch this kickoff go. Let's see if I can zoom out just a little bit. Boom. Okay, so now they're both in the two corners. What you actually want to do, if you decide to go for the split, is have the kickoff man intentionally lose this kickoff. So what you want to do is you want to drop the ball either this way or this way, back into your own side, so that Gala can sweep up this way or Matt can sweep up this way and take possession. And then the kickoff man's most important thing is you want to angle yourself to where you can quickly land and grab either this boost or land and grab this boost. So the priority of this kickoff would be 1, 2, and then 3 players, either on the left or middle, will all have boost, and the ball will be put back into possession so that you get control of the ball and all 3 players have 100 boost, and you can create a lot of pressure. This is something that Flipside Tactics invented back in Season 2, and it worked absolutely amazing. It still can work very well, especially if the other team hasn't picked up on the fact that you're intentionally trying to lose, as most teams will try to just shove it under the opponent's half off of kickoff. So having some coordinated plays, whether it be the cheat, the two-man fast kickoff, or this Flipside Tactics intentionally losing to one of the sides play, can be a real boon to a team moving forward. All right, and finally, one thing I wanted to go over was I've seen several instances of players waiting on the boost, and that's just really never okay to do. The most important thing is positioning and momentum and spacing, and you're giving up all of those things by standing still, waiting for a boost that doesn't exist, and being way too far out of a play in order to do it. So let's go ahead and take a look here. In this case, it's going to be Matt coming off the kickoff is going to get demoed. And then he respawns here on the side, and he looks at the boost, and it's not there. He loops around, and he sits there, and he waits, and then he goes. So if you look, he had all this time where he was just sitting on the back, where now he has no pressure coming forward. Both of his teammates have been able to lose. They're clumped coming up over this way, and you've completely given up all offensive pressure. So normally, if you get demoed, you can spawn, you can move back up, both of the other players move into the offense, and you're able to keep the pressure going. As long as it's not a double demo or a very quick back-to-back, you can usually keep that pressure. But by waiting, sitting back here, creating that space extra long, you weren't in position to be able to come in and make that next touch, and then the possession is given over to Orange Team automatically, just based off of timing and positioning. So make sure you're never waiting for boost, even if you have to just grab a few dots along the way if you have to move up for this one, even if you can't make a good touch, it's better for you to have that pressure to buy the time for the next man coming around and keep the rotations going, rather than to make sure that you have full boost. So make sure that we're avoiding those plays in the future.